new, official, and full Wilson refresh update is out now, everyone. Animation, skins, lore and all, of course. But that's future Beard's workload, as let's give ourselves a proper overview today, now that those 5 separate hotfixes are behind us, yes. Yes, and we begin with the system that we're all still trying to come to grips with, I think. Wilson's skill trees. The guy now has 25 individual perks to pick and choose from. However, he can only have 15 active at a time, mind you. But how do we actually earn them, you ask? Well, we don't. Not really anyways. Time unlocks them, folks, and it's going to take about 160 days to gain the 15 points of insight needed to help max out your new Wilsons. Yes, all of those numbers you just saw mean the days between insight points, but you're still going to know you got one when it happens, as the game sort of has this whole shindig here to notify us. But before we dive in fully, note 2 last things. Inspecting yourself in-game allows for you to view this entire skill tree here and there, and resetting insight can still only be done via the Celestial Portal or when starting a new world. As yes, believe it or not, they kept the mechanic of insight carrying over, and they did so much in fact, that even if you played in the beta, you still have all the points in the full branch. But enough faffing about, as let's truly give the rundown on all of these trees, starting with the still highly questionable torch nonsense. The first branch of the thing has everything to do with how long our torches will last, and while a simple eye test will tell you all you need to know, I think, there are some concrete numbers here. As we continue to unlock the tree, our torches will use 84% of their durabilities, 68%, and finally a mere 50%. Not too shabby, honestly, if we happen to stick on Wilson long enough to even make use of it, that is. But the second branch deals in just how far a torch will throw out its light, and this is all about the eye test at the end of the day. Here's me zoomed out to cover an upgraded torch's radius, versus me showcasing what a normal torch would be and is. Yup, simple enough. So finally, the torch tossing affinity skill. Unlock any 3 previous torch tree perks, and you can do this at will. Is it useful? Very much so. Is it very strange that only Wilson can do it now? Yes, very. Have fun though. Next up is the incredibly straightforward yet really neat Alchemy Tree that has surprisingly gotten better since this update's beta. Not only are a select few of these transmutations cheaper than ever before, we also have more of them overall. But what exactly are they for those who perhaps avoided the beta? Well, just think new material refinements, folks. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. Wilson can literally craft iridescent gems after today, so enjoy it. The beard tree follows suit, and is also one I think many will enjoy, even if half of it is completely ignorable. But branch number 1 impacts the growth timer of Wilson's beard, and if these percentages mean nothing to you, just note that a fully unlocked tree will see his beard growing in but 11 days over the original 16. And that's huge for what's to come for sure. But branch number 2, on the other hand, is all about a beard's insulation factor given their lengths, and while these percentages might look pretty solid, they don't exactly translate to anything super spectacular. What you see here is a comparison between 2 fully grown beards, with the right panel being the upgraded version, and yet it's still barely ahead of the normal game, as you can see. Now, is it having an impact? Yes. Is it as good as it should be? No. But whatever the case, however, the affinity skill for beards is beard storage, and it's pretty darn awesome. Yeah, sure, they can only store food, and said food will still spoil all the same as they would in our inventories, but these slots are not exactly straight up inventory slots. They can hide meat as seen here. That said, this also means that neat tricks with sunfish and stuff won't work either. So make notes. But before we move on, razors also got tweaked within this rework as well, and now both Wilson and Weber can shave 1 level of a beard at a time. This also directly buffs Wilson's sanity gains from shaving to boot, as he now gains 30 sanity per a full shave instead of the usual 10. So take advantage. But you know what we still can't take full advantage of, everyone? Wilson's final skill, the Shadow Quartier. Unlocked via unlocking 14 previous skills and killing the ancient fuel weaver, here's what we can do with it. Wilson will be the only one capable of shadow transmuting all the new nightmare materials, stuff we'll give more clarity on in a minute here, alongside some nightmare fuel. However, the guy will also be able to take 10% less damage from all shadows in the game, including bosses. Now, It's weird, and the latter never really worked for me during the beta, but it is now, and I suppose we should take advantage of it, right? Because as you can clearly see, a Terrorbeak is dealing 45 damage over its original 50. However, the second half of all of this crap is still actually completely off the table, it seems, as I simply cannot deal 10% more damage to lunar stuff. Like at all. Yes, folks, that should be working as said, and I hope it is for you, but something is wonky for me at this time, and has been for weeks. I would make notes regardless, but I'm actually just telling Clay to make notes about this so they can fix it. But I digress. Before we wrap up Don't Starve Together's final character refresh, we just have to briefly mention the other half of this update as a whole, the Nightmare Werepig. Now found exclusively in the caves, and exclusively in our muddy biomes. This new big bad is still only accessible via a pickaxe and pickaxe alone, mind. And while I still do not want to spoil too much about this really cool and really fun fight, I do want to remind you that phase 0 here is still very dangerous and is going to require a change of mind to overcome, let's say. Once that's done though, be prepared to run, dodge, and weave. Like, over and over and over again. What you see and hear is the fight, essentially, all the way up to his stalking, healing, and punching phases. Phases that you should absolutely take great advantage of at the end of the day, otherwise you're gonna miss out on the new stuff. Finish the fight though, as it will sort of repeat itself near the end, and enjoy a ton of new loot, including 2 new blueprints for later. Or you know, now I suppose, as Dreadstone armor is our reward, everyone, and it will regen over time, come with set bonuses, and even limit the damage from nightmares once again. Good luck. And there you have it, everyone. After 4+ years of content, the last character refresh is now in the books. It's actually a bittersweet moment, but I'm happy to go out with the OG regardless. Many thanks, Wilson Percival Higgsbury, as without you, I really wouldn't be where I am today. And that's the truth. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, and I'll see you for the animation. Bye-bye.